I watched a movie, okay? I watched Matrix Resurrections, guys, all right? I watched that movie. Now, I watched it in 2 parts, okay? Like the first third one night, and then I watched the other half the next day, basically, okay? I'm also gonna be honest, I was unbelievably fucking high the first night that I watched first third, okay? However, after viewing the first third, I was so hyped on giving a contrarian take because it was legitimately one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life, okay? It was amazing. It was meta in all the right and perfect ways. And I was like, you know what? I think that this movie is just misunderstood. I don't think that people I think that people were just being dumb. I don't even know. And then I woke up and then I watched the second half and I was like, this is actually just a dog shit movie. I don't understand what the fuck happened. I don't understand why. Jesus. Can you explain meta in all the right ways? I thought it was just too much just saying, haha, we get it, bro. We're just like you, for me to enjoy it. Well, the meta part for me, it felt like there was a conversation about like, what is the Matrix about? Because there's kind of I guess a back and forth on that, right? Because 2 and 3 were like just action films, more or less. 1 was kind of an action film, but not quite. So there's like a meta conversation about like, what is the actual movie about? What should a sequel be about? Should there be a sequel made? Yeah, that kind of thing. I thought it was cute. It was maybe a little on the nose, but I don't know. I thought it was fine. I thought it worked well. The one thing that I didn't get that almost could have made the movie okay is if they wanted to turn it into a mindless action film, it should have been like the best action ever, okay? Like, you have John Wick, and you have 20 years of history to watch between The Matrix 1 and this movie. Why was the action in this movie so unbelievably fucking horrible? Oh my God. It was actually so disappointing. Why did Neo use the same move? He was like that guy that plays Tekken or Street Fighter that spams the same missile attack over and over and over again. He used the same thing over and over again. Why? I don't understand how we get such shitty action from the 4th Matrix movie. He doesn't move like he used to. Yeah, that doesn't work when you have a guy. He's done like 3 or 4 John Wick movies now. What do you mean? He absolutely can move. Are you serious? Also, how non-threatening was every antagonist in this movie? Like, literally nobody at any point was threatened by any person. It was so sad. I don't know. Regardless, damn, how disappointing. That movie turned into unbelievable dog shit. Jesus Christ. How weird was it that they showed, like, it felt like Zion had more people in it than this EO place or whatever. We saw, like, there were, like, 6 inhabitants of this entire fucking city. What the fuck? How is that possible? I feel like the new Smith and the Analyst were so boring. I thought that the new Morpheus guy maybe kind of had potential. I thought that the Smith guy or the Analyst was Neil Patrick Harris, right? His acting was good, but it was just the parts were bad. It was so boring and inconsequential. Like, why did we care about? I don't know what we were supposed to care about anything. For the last half of I don't even know what was the movie about. I don't even know why they did anything that happened. I don't know anything. I have no idea. I don't know. I just, everything was just so bizarre to me. Are you talking to that Sonii guy about the 100-day transformation thing? No, I was already vindicated on that. Apparently the guy had already looked like that prior and he just gained like 50 pounds of fat. How are you vindicated when you claim that he took tests? I said that guy in 100 days could not go from fat, out of shape slob to a shredded, amazing looking dude in 100 days unless he was on gear. I don't even know if you could do it on gear. It was insane. And I was right. It wasn't a 100-day transformation. It was a guy that previously was shredded as fuck, and then he gained like 30 or 40 pounds or whatever of fat, and he was a little bit out of shape, and then he hit the gym, he did a big cut, and then he got his prior body back. It wasn't a 100-day transformation. It was a guy that's been lifting for years, or over a decade or whatever. I don't know how old he was. He said he wanted to debate you. Sonii is literally retarded. Why would I ever debate this guy? Like, I wouldn't trust a single, no offense, but just based on what I've heard from this guy related to vaccination shit, I wouldn't trust a single thing this guy has to say about literally anything. I would assume that he lies on everything. He's on gear and lies about it, and just like, I literally have zero respect for that person. Like, the guy is less than human to me. I would never, there would be no debate with this guy. I'm sorry. If anybody else wants to, I could moderate or whatever, but like, I would never talk to this guy. I wouldn't trust a single thing he says. Destiny, walk me through the implications of this tweet. Wait, I can't tell if you're legitimately brain dead. 100-day transformation from one of my community members and longtime friends. I'm sorry, but if you look like this, unless there's a lot of muscle hidden under here and you're there's no way that you're doing this in 100 days. That's all it was. Easy. You're either massively on gear, even on gear. I don't know if you can do this in 100 days, but I don't know. I don't have a lot of like reference for like before and after. But so they're either lying about the 100 days or the guy like is ultra roided up such that his balls are not existed anymore. But then it turned out that the 100-day thing was the lie. Which was fine.
No, it was funny. funny when it was universal. You could make fun of everyone, but now that you can only make fun of white people, it's like, oh, like that's low-hanging fruit. Like, come up with a better joke.
No, I
like,
agree.
You know, that's what I.
Oh my god, that's so true. It's like the attack helicopter version of like fucking racial humor, like LOL white people.
You know, we should adopt the European style racism, which is like
Banter.
Yeah, ethnic.
Right. Well,
So like, you know, make fun of Polish people on the virtue of their Polishness or that sort of thing.
Wait, what is wait, what the fuck does that mean? Does he think that, man, you only need to go to fucking the UK if you think that people are only racist in Europe against white people? You are actually so unbelievably out of touch if you actually think that. What the fuck? Does anybody remember the fucking Syrian refugee crisis? What are you talking about? That's not what he is saying? Okay, break it down for me. Like, I'm pretty sure European style banter is probably gonna be a little bit more aggressive than where we're at right now on the American corporate safe internet. Destiny, Europeans do not differentiate between races as much, but rather think about nationalities. But that can be racist as fuck too. Okay, you might be European and all of my European senses are totally wrong and I've just met the totally different people, but I feel like I don't know anything about ethnicity when I talk to Europeans. Like, when I'm an American, I'm like, oh, white person, black person, Hispanic, white. When I talk to Europeans, okay, these guys are like, that dude looks like he's a quarter Russian. That guy's definitely Scandinavian. That guy over there is definitely Slavic, German, 100%. That dude's probably got a mom, I think, that was a Saxon. Like these motherfuckers, dude. European people have like the Matrix glasses, okay, when it comes to seeing different flavors of white people. But that's just my experience. Maybe that's not the average. Maybe that's not the average European person. I don't know. Maybe I've only met like mega fucking racially fucking aware ones or whatever. Like, when people ask me like, does that guy look Russian? My mental comparison is like, I don't know, does he look like the bad guy in Rocky 4 or whatever? Like, that's the only frame of reference that I have for that. The bad guy from Rocky 4 is Swedish. Oh, actually, that might actually be true. Is Rocky 4 the one with Dragunov or whatever? He might not even, yeah, Dragunov. I think that's the name of the sniper in DayZ. Oh yeah, this guy's not even German. Or I'm sorry, this guy's not even Russian or German. He's fucking Swedish. I don't know what any of these motherfuckers look like, okay? Destiny would never say a Polish and a Norwegian dude is the same though. I have no idea. My guess is the Norwegian guy would probably be really tall, and if I showed them both a black person, the guy that throws the banana peel is probably the Polish person, all right? That's the only way I can tell them apart, all right? I have no idea. Explain the joke. I don't know, Polish people got in trouble a long time ago because anytime black players were on like a football field, they were like throwing banana peels at them or some shit. Polish people, I think, are a little bit racist, maybe. Some of them are. Not all, though. Not all Poles. Oh, here's a question. My grandpa used to say Polak a lot when I was a kid. I think I've asked this question before. Is that a racial slur for Polish people? They would always say it was either slow as molasses or slow as a Polak. I don't know why or where, but, or what how that means anything, but I don't know. Remember in The Wire, they'd always say it towards Frank? I read the truest statement ever a while ago, and that's that if The Wire was on Netflix, they would have canceled it in season 2. Can you guess these people's nationality by their faces? Bro, I have no fucking idea. Polish? Oh, okay. Japanese? Okay. I want to say fuck, I was leaning towards Italian. All right. Jesus Christ, is this even a human? Okay, Russian. Indian or Peruvian? I don't fucking know what a Peruvian person looks like. Got him. I'm just a god. Irish, Dutch, German. Fuck, it was German. Damn it. Filipino. He doesn't look Chinese or Korean to me. I don't know what Filipino people look like, but Vietnamese. I'm gonna fuck. Yemeni or Jamaican? These look like bright colors in the background. We'll say Jamaican. Mexican or Bulgarian? Gee, what? French, American, Turkish. Okay, what does American even mean here? This guy doesn't look Turkish, does he? This is not a Turkish, like, ethnic French? Okay, oh, okay. Moroccan or Pakistani? Okay, what? I don't know, dude. Turkish, Greek, Dominican. Sudanese or Libyan? Seriously? Obviously it was Sudanese. Austrian. Okay, this is too much. No way. No shot. No. Okay. Got him. Okay, 9 out of 20. Good enough. You know what I thought? You know what I thought this morning? You know how you like retire numbers in sports games out of like respect or whatever for people? You ever think about the fact that we've kind of retired certain names? Like, you can't really name a kid. Oh shit, actually I'm thinking last names. Because you can name people Adolf, I guess. You could name them Hitler, but I mean Hitler is like there's gotta be somebody alive with the last name Hitler right now, right? Chances are there has to be. Jesus, I think there's actually Hispanic people that name their children Jesus, right? Man named after Adolf Hitler wins local election. Okay, well, never mind. Forget what I said. I guess we don't retire names. Oh, is this photoshopped or is this real? This is real. Okay.
Why are you wearing gloves? Why do people wear gloves? It is an article of clothing. Why do you wear clothes? Obviously, because there's no social stigma against exposing one's bare hands. It's obvious that my hands are cold.
What? Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to understand. How is it so cold in his house that he has a t-shirt on, but his hands are so cold that he has to wear gloves? What? Can somebody explain the climate in here? I don't understand. All right, how are we doing today, guys? Anna was having multiple breakdowns over the past week. I think there was a post on my subreddit called New Anna Lore. She had like 4 breakdowns yesterday alone. They're getting worse.
I don't know, Duck. It's because, like, these people are supporting Bullet when they didn't support me.
So I haven't read any of the Bullet stuff yet. BX Bullet released some massive, like, 500-page manifesto on somebody. I guess Anna was really upset that people were supporting Bullet, but not her.
It's like, well, this is great. Yeah, this is good. Bullet needs this support. But what the fuck about me? None of these fuckers cared about me. None of these fuckers, these fucking assholes, did anything. Why didn't they support me when I was suicidal because of Destiny's harassment against me?
Suicidal now? Okay.
I mean, I almost killed myself because of what Destiny, like, how much shit.
Now, I was expecting her to go the he raped me route, but instead, we are on the suicidal route. Interesting. So, okay. Okay, no offense, and BX Bullet might be going through some real shit, but I am not. This is so long. Oh my god. I do not care. What is it? Or is it actually like real shit in here or good shit? Or because Jesus fuck. You guys need to get some conciseness, okay? Some brevity in your writing. The way she says fucker feels weird to me. It sounds like she wants to say like a slur or something. She wants to use like more words, but for whatever reason, she can't. She's like, fucker. That's like the thing that she goes to. Has she actually attempted suicide? No, I don't think a person like her ever would. She'd be more likely to kill somebody before killing herself. Absolutely. The goal is always like sympathy and self-victimization. Everything she talks about, everything she does, the goal is always to like try to make it so that you're sympathetic towards her and so that you see her as a victim. That's always the goal. It's why she like talks like a child sometimes, because like children can never do any wrong, right? It's why she is constantly like trying to make everything about herself, constantly saying that she was the victim of abuse and blah, blah, blah. And now she's just like ratcheted it up to like, well, I was suicidal, you know? What's the benefit, viewers? No, I don't think it's about viewers. I really don't think so. I think she's like super mentally ill, and there's like a deeper manifestation where she needs to this is just like the most important thing in her life. She needs to be believed on this. It's really important. Do you think she's playing it up for money, revenue, relevance? No, I actually super don't. I don't think she plays it up for anything at all. Dan might say so, or other people that have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, but this person, you are seeing legitimately an insane, you're seeing like an insane person. This person is actually crazy. Says the guy who couldn't spot this from a mile away, I call it on day one. Dan, you call everybody as crazy on day one, and every single thing you've said about Anna has been completely and totally not true. You have a fundamental misunderstanding, but it's probably because of your own limited experience dealing with people. In Dan's mind, Anna's just like a jealous girl that's trying to like replace Melina. I wish it was that simple. It would be cool if it was. You just have absolutely no idea like the level of insanity you're dealing with. August knows now because he's had a little bit more firsthand experience too, but if you offered to take her back, she would take it, to be honest. If I offered to be friends with her again, absolutely she would. 1,000,000%, of course. Without even a second thought, she would. What level of crazy would someone have to be for you not to cover them anymore? And it feels like she's treading on the yikes territory. No, she is actually super over the yikes territory. But like, she's already like kind of destroyed her own credibility enough, and she like will nonstop continue to talk about and obsess over me. So I might as well talk about and obsess over her. Fuck it. Like it's super easy content. Like why wouldn't I at this point? How do you feel about people faking suicidal thoughts to gain sympathy? Now having known 2 close friends that have committed suicide, I don't know if you say Reckful was a close friend, at least one. I think it's really fucking disgusting, but you can't really have those types of conversations because every single suicide attempt, it's like believe all suicide victims or suicidal people like automatically. It's just like a super cancerous. There's just there's no reason in even going down that road. Just suicide is just a really great way to get attention online. You know, you take some Benadryl, write a note on Twitter, get a whole bunch of people to, you know, simp for you and like, oh my God, you're so important, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. I think it's really I think it's probably one of the more disgusting things that happens online, but it's just like, it's such an easy way to like shield yourself from criticism and to get people supporting you and to make take everything you do and say like beyond reproach. Do you sometimes wonder if you're exploiting her state of mind for content? Anybody who's exploiting anybody here, it would be Twitch exploiting this by not fucking doing anything. But as long as they're gonna let her to literally allow her to stream with like fucking handlers that are trying to calm her down and shit, because she is so fucking like fucked out of her mind, delusional for everything, she's gonna keep talking about me. I'll keep talking about her. I don't care. Hypothetically, if she did kill herself, what would be your course of action? Like people who hate you making threads on how you made a girl kill herself. You can't let other people make their mental illness your problem. Don't ever let anybody blackmail you into doing something that you're uncomfortable with because of their state of mind. That is a super bullshit way to manipulate people. And there are a lot of people that do this, especially the whole like, oh, if you break up with me, I'll kill myself, like that type of shit. There's no reason to let anybody control you that way. And it's not your responsibility. If people fucking kill themselves or something, shit or whatever, that says a whole lot more about them than anything you did to them, unless you're literally like abusing or bullying somebody into like fucking killing themselves. So as long as Anna's gonna continue to cover my shit and have massive breakdowns and talk about me every single fucking stream, fuck her. I don't care. I'll cover it all the same. It's just like I said, it's free content for me. Like she's gotten so many deals from people, from me, from Melina, from fucking August, from other people that have talked to her where she's like, okay, I'll stop talking about it, okay, I'm moving on, blah blah blah. And she breaks these deals like literally. My hyperbolic reach was gonna say she breaks these like 2 days later, but that's not actually true. She usually goes back on these deals like 12 hours later. Do you think she actually believes you abused her, or do you think she's faking it to an extreme amount? I don't think she has the emotional depth to fake her emotions. I don't think she can do that, because if she wanted to, I think that there are ways that she could be way more manipulative if she wanted to be, but I think she doesn't because she can't. I don't think she has that depth of character to do it. I think she's a little bit too emotionally stunted or immature. I think that she can probably convince herself of almost anything. I think she probably legitimately does think she was abused. I think so. I don't think she like, I think she probably believes that. I think that we would get stuck because before what would happen is I'd try to be friends and I'd try to be cool with everything, and then everything would be chill, and it would last for like a few days or a week, and then she would revert to like, why were you so horrible? Why did you abuse me? Why did you do this thing? There was no like, because we went back and forth probably like 6 or 7 or 8 times where we were like friends for a bit, and then she would do this like splitting thing where we'd be chill, and then in like the next sentence she'd be like we would be, it would be the most chill random whatever conversation, and then the next sentence would be like, well, why the fuck did you ever think it was okay to treat me so fucking horribly? It would just go right back to that. Like Renzi was like, wait, what the fuck? How the fuck are we fighting about this again? So I don't know if there's like, because I think for half of those conversations like, oh yeah, I was shitty, blah blah blah, like I was a bad person, I shouldn't have done this, but I don't know if any of that matters. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'd have to think more, or I would have to like interact with them more to figure out like what exactly is going on, because I think you're a little bit past like how normal humans process things or think things. I don't know if I would call her psychotic, but I think it's like pretty close to that, where she literally does seem to have like her own kind of world with her own like beliefs and thoughts that don't necessarily mirror onto this one. I think I can't think of another way to describe it, because you've got like at this point almost every single institution or pillar that would support her has turned against her. Her fans don't really support her, her mods don't support her, a lot of her friends have left or don't support her, but she still like trudges forward. So like I said, I don't know if it's fair to call it like psychotic, like psychosis or something, but it seems like she's pretty broken from. What would it take for her to actually stop? Probably medication and a lot of therapy. But I don't know if I don't know how well somebody like this could fool a therapist. I'm not sure. Like, I'm trying to think if she's like, she says she's in therapy. She could be lying about it. The thing is that like a therapist's job isn't to like call you out on your lies. So like if you're presenting a story to a therapist, I imagine it would probably take a really good therapist to break through that delusion. They would have to realize it. And I don't really know if that's their job. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how that would work. Anna is like Avillo. Maybe actually. Avillo might have been, yes. This kind of person, yeah. It sounds like what you need to do is just break up and move on, right? Like, I don't think there's anything to salvage here, right? You're trying to like run down a rabbit hole and get like some closure on a relationship that is never going to feel good, or you're never going to feel closure for. All you're doing right now is hurting your sanity. Like, there's no happy ending to this, or there's no answer that you discover that makes you feel better about everything that happened. It just sounds like it was
yeah, that might be true in a way, but like.
The problem is that right now you are performing actions like retweeting all of the tweets from her Twitter onto yours and going into like massive meltdowns on stream. Like, these are actions that you are doing right now that you need to address before you worry about any hypothetical what if, how could I have changed anything, or I'm just curious right now. Do you think more people believe her side of the story or your side of the story right now?
I think more people believe my side of the story from everything yesterday. You know, everything today, people are going to side with whatever side, but I think it's like obvious that I got completely fucked over, and I like I said before, where I had the, what is it called? The love blinders on. I had
Okay,
the
so
love blinders
right now,
on,
just
so
to give you
that's
some
all-
perspective,
that's all I'm saying.
some perspective, okay? Right now, I'm pretty sure most people don't believe your side of the story. I don't believe your side of the story now.
I'm pretty sure you're using your influence to influence that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, they know for a fact my side of the story.
I'm sorry, August. I'm leaking this. It's too perfect. August is showing me, this is literally like, this is absolutely, so many of our conversations follow this. How the fuck does anyone think I'm in the wrong? Can you explain this to me? A few days later, sorry for going off at you. A few days later, you know, Jessica literally just stop if you just apologize for lying about me. Like, it's like this, like every time. She will like so subtly, it's like insane. Yeah, I don't know. She's still messaging you? Not me. She sent pages of messages to August. Like, he's getting like the pages now. The last screenshot that he showed me. Oh, why does she repeat herself so much over and over again? I don't know, actually. I don't know if it's part of the psychosis, but she does that. Like, the biggest thing that you'll see it is when she's talking to Merle. Merle will try to like rein her in, and he'll be like, "Hey, isn't this bad looping stuff?" She'll be like, "Yeah." But why did he do that? And then she'll go right back again into it. And it's like, okay. Do you think Merle's trying to do the right thing or just gonna repent? Merle is hopelessly friend-zoned. I'm sorry. He's like living the saddest of existences right now. Apparently a long time ago, 8 months ago, somebody showed up in chat by the name of Anna Vor. Let's read through some of these logs. Let's see if you guys can guess who this person ends up being. Oh wow, I heard there was someone with a similar name. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I've been around a while. Are you a horror streamer? Heard about you because apparently you wrote a biography about another streamer. What was the book about? Can I get it on Kindle? Spill the tea, sister. Is this about Ninja? Is it Shroud? Were you playing teams with him? I had Wendy's for dinner. Anna Vor is my fellow namesake. Do you like Wendy's? Wendy's nuts in your mouth. Chick-fil-A? Ew, they are homophobic. Who's Dan? He sounds hot. You are a therapist? Do you have any advice for me? Someone leaked my name online and I kind of want to punch him, but I don't want to get arrested. Counting to 10 isn't working. Let's get down to the good stuff. I have a question. Did you say that homeless stripper guy is also a doxer? If so, I hate him. Sag, that's pretty true. I ship that pairing. I wonder who he's shipping here. Isn't Tasty the doxer? I don't like Tasty or the homeless stripper guy. Is it Merle like we talked about? You two are so cute together. The men who treat you with brotherly love are the ones that truly love you. If things don't work out with this guy, then will you consider Merle? You said Merle is moving to be near you though. Go back and watch the streams. It looks like you two really click. He's funny. He seems smart. He seems to really care about you. He's going to be nearby. Why not? Does anyone else think they would be a cute couple? Or just me? Do one of those chat survey things about it, please. Survey time? No other options? You two are cute together. I want to see if anyone else agrees with me. Go to the beach with Merle. See? Aw. Have you thought about it more, Anavar, and realized how right I am? Favorite Anna, me or Anavar? If I win, you have to go on a date with Merle and stream it. I won. When is the date? I nominate a solution to that problem. This is what I mean. You two are so cute. I ship it. Matthew and Cheeto can double date with the other Anna and Merle. They're going to get married and I get to be the bridesmaid. At Matthew Viterio, I have bigger problems. Anna and Merle needs to be a thing. They are so cute together. Do one of those polls. Ask everyone else if you guys are cute together. See, so cute. I already invited myself to your wedding with Merle though. Why not Merle? You two are cute together. Where do I file my formal protest? At the Plant Diaries, not Merle Sag. Is the problem that Merle works fast food? This is confirmed to be, this is Merle. Oh my god. These might be some of the most down bad, cringiest logs I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And the saddest thing at all about it?
Yeah, it's weird when people try and ship me and Merle, because it's literally like shipping brother and sister. Like, dude, it's weird.
Poor Merle. In a black hole of his own architect. Rip. Not even friend zoned, but brother zoned. How did you confirm that was Merle? I can't release how, but I mean, it's obvious that it's him. Did the bear tell you how he knows? Yes, it's confirmed by the bear, okay?
Really? Because?
It's confirmed by the bear. And you know the bear is weird when it comes to this shit. He just knows, okay? You getting genuinely worried about Anna doing anything physical? I mean, she's a pretty, like, small person, unless she brings, like, a knife or a gun. I would be worried if she showed up at, like, a TwitchCon or something, though. Because I don't think it's... The thing is, I've said this before, I think that, it's funny, I didn't actually remember the Darvo stuff until she brought it up constantly with me. But I think something that people like her are really good at doing is they can take any action they want, and they can always frame that action as a reaction to perceived abuse. What the fuck is Darvo? It's basically when somebody attacks you or when somebody criticizes you with something, it's basically you flipping it back and then trying to attack them with it. So it stands for deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. So like if somebody ever criticizes you or brings a problem to you, you basically find a way to flip it back and say, well, actually it's your fault, or actually this is the reason why, blah, 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 essentially. But it's funny because she would claim that people do that a lot. She's like, you're Darvoing, you're Darvoing, you're Darvoing.
Melina has never apologized for her horrible behavior or her harassment of me or threatening to try and get me fired from my jobs.
Frills.
And she's exactly like Ninja's wife.
Anna, you let one person derail you.
Just saying, she is.
You let one person derail you.
Thoughts on Joe Lewis saying you lost the Islam debate? It's really hard for me to comment on that without being really mean to Joe Lewis, so I'm just not going to say anything.
Destiny got his back blown out by that one dude on the Islam liberalism debate. And then what sucks about it is that the person Destiny was debating made it very, very clear that he was not only more read on the topic, but also prepared to argue it. And Destiny kind of approached it in a very sort of surface level understanding of the topics and stuff like that. Everybody who likes Destiny is going to side with Destiny, and they're going to side with him no matter what, even though, like, objectively speaking, I don't know how you could watch that and not come to the conclusion that Destiny looked very, very unprepared. And maybe it's because he had a bunch of other things to prepare for on that same day, but by and large, like, he got wrecked.
I think that I'll make a more general statement. It's a little bit upsetting, but I think that a way to convince stupid people that you're making really good arguments is to just keep like throwing out author names. I'm going to be completely honest with you. When I hear somebody start to say the names of authors, I instantaneously assume that that person is stupid. I think that you're an idiot. If you're going to cite an author, then you need to cite a relevant argument and then contextualize it for the conversation. A really good example of this is if you've listened to my talks with Joanne, usually when we were talking about things, she'll say like, have you heard about this feminist author, blah, 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 blah. And I'm no. She's like, okay, well, she said this comment in this passage, and then she talks about that comment, and then she contextualizes it to the conversation we're having. That's how you cite an author. When you just say like, oh, like the liberal scholar, Rawls said, like this guy said, like Jacob, like this guy, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, wait, hold on. I don't need you to be a quote machine at me. I don't need you to, like, if they said something relevant, then cite what they said that's relevant, and we'll discuss that. Normally I take it as they haven't had the time to do the critical thinking for themselves. Not even that. They haven't even read it. They're just like pulling quotes from places. But I think that Joe Lewis guy heard the Islam guy cite he kept saying like author names over and over again. And I think he's like, oh wow, this guy sounds really well read. Because when I listened to Joe Lewis's critique of my conversation, he was like, you could tell this is the problem, that like Destiny wasn't as well read as the Islamic guy, blah, blah, blah. And it's like the Islamic guy didn't come off as well read at all. He just kept throwing names out, but he seemed to have like a really big problem critically engaging with anything I was saying. Cormentine was a good example too. A guy that probably asked his sociologist major friend to give him a bunch of books with bookmarks in it without actually having read any of the material himself. Yeah. The Islam guy's argument is basically liberal society oppresses Muslims, some Muslims should oppress liberals instead. What I should have spent more time on that argument, we got into it a little bit in the beginning, but then we moved off of it, is the argument was whether or not liberalism necessarily has to oppress Islam. And I think that the argument to that is no, because you can moderate religions to be more compatible with liberalism. But he was running with like the strictest, most fundamentalist view of Islam. So technically, does liberalism require like the subjugation or oppression of fundamentalist Islam? Yeah, of course. It would, the fundamentalist version of any religion. But I think that the argument probably should have focused more on there are more moderate versions of Sharia, or there are more moderate versions of Islam that don't have to be like literally fucking, apostasy and shit. But we didn't spend enough time in that part of the conversation. We got into other kind of like weird areas. Halfway through, I don't know if you noticed this, or people noticed the end effect, but about halfway through that debate, when the guy wasn't engaging with anything I could say, I just started going for optics hits because I was getting bored. So I was like, do you think you should be able to marry a fucking 8-year-old? Like, yeah, up till puberty, right? Okay. Do you think you should be able to kill people? Like, I just started hitting him with that because like, fuck it. I get very, very, very frustrated when I'm talking to somebody that sucks at conversations. And I think that was the debate where I actually asked the moderator, I was like, hey, can we cut this down to 20-second responses? Like, I don't need this guy to give me a fucking life lecture. I don't need to hear his entire, MySpace January 22nd entry every single time I just ask for a simple question. It's very fucking annoying when people do that. It shows me that you're not capable of critically engaging with what I'm saying. It's very irritating. What was the gift you got in the debate? It was a Quran. I threw it away. What did you think of Microsoft buying Activision / Blizzard? I don't know why that type of shit is allowed to happen. I don't know where these vertical purchases are approved from or why it's, I don't know. I don't understand. It just seems to me like you just shouldn't be allowed to do it. I super don't understand. I don't understand monopoly law or antitrust law at all in the United States. I don't know what it means or what. But I mean, I'm not saying that like in a rhetorical, like, I don't know what they're doing. I truly just don't understand it. I don't know. I just don't understand. I truly don't. So I don't know. I would have to research more or something. Would you take back Vaush / Irish Laddie? I don't know. You know, I've done a good job recently cutting out more and more toxic shit in my life. I've thought about it. I thought about it yesterday. I was like, I wonder if I should do like a big, like, you know what? I forgive all trespassers against me. Maybe I could reset my relationships with some people. And then you know what? I was like, actually, no, never mind. Fuck them. If any of those guys want to make up with me, they're gonna have to come to me first. They're gonna have to message me and apologize. That's what I want. I want an apology. I want them to say, I'm sorry for being so mean to you, Destiny. Public? No, private will be good. Private is good enough. I just want to see. I want to see the apology. Wait, can I ask a real question for a second? So I'm sure this has happened to you guys. Have you guys ever been in an area where like you cough a couple times and you're like, oh no, I think I have the coronavirus. And then you're like so ultra paranoid for the next like 2 days, you're like hyper aware of every part of your body. And you're like, is my throat sore? Am I feeling feverish? My arm kind of hurts, right? And you're like, oh shit. And you don't know, and you start to psych yourself up. So this happens to me every time I travel, it starts happening. I'm like, oh God, I'm getting the coronavirus. I feel it. But then I thought like, okay, well, I should test for it. I guess I could go take a PCR test. And then I thought, if I take a test and I'm positive, I'm like trapped in whatever state I'm in for at least a week. There must be people that either get sick that are going to work or that are traveling that are like, I could test, but if I test, I'm fucked. So I'm just not going to test and go infect all of society. Does this happen? I'm curious how this plays out. So I could afford it, right? I can stay wherever. And depending on where I'm at, maybe I want to stay for a week or whatever. But there must be people who like get like a cough and they're like, I could go into work today, or I could go be responsible to take a PCR test. But if I do that and I'm positive, I'm fucked. I'm actually so completely fucked for work. Seems like a bad line of incentives. So what are you guys up to?
The entire time you were gone, I was fucking your sister.
Wow, that's so gross. Why would you say that?
I was just banging her with all of my stuff that I could just fill out everywhere. That's what I was doing the entire time.
What if she watches this?
Well, then she can say that it did happen.
Okay. Jesus. What do you want? There.
40 combo.
Nice. Do it. Go ahead. Show him.
No.
Yeah, do it. Why not? You're in here. You want the attention, okay?
No,
you're getting it. You're getting the attention
I don't
you want.
want the boob attention.
Why not?
Why not? Just know that behind this towel, I'm wearing a bathing suit.
Why are you using my fucking towel from my bath? Why don't I give her one of your towels?
Because I wanted to feel your skin on me. I asked for it. I was like, Mel, please can I use Steven's towel? Why, you don't want our bodies to morph?
Okay, are you good? You got your dopamine hit? You got your attention?
I love you, GGG.
Is this guy like really famous or something? Is that why Hasan is hanging out with him? Or does he have a lot of followers on TikTok, or what's the connection? Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. All values go out the window when we're talking clout, boys. Clout, boys. Any clout farmers in the house?
Welcome back to Ward.
Just a crumb of clout, please. Look at the description of the video. Do not expect more debate content. Oh no. Who is it? Is this one of those loser Chapo dipshits? He sounds like he wants to say the right thing. I was gonna say he's probably a little smarter than Hasan on this, but I mean, that statement is literally meaningless. Okay, because people keep linking this, people want you to know that Hasan has a mustache now, and so does Hasan 2.0. I don't know if it's related or not. A trans chatter's thoughts on the stream and Hasan's response to criticism. 280 comments. This is like a smaller subreddit, I think, too. The fact that after CW left, Hasan was absolutely shitting on trans viewers who were trying to voice their concerns and banning them and ostracizing them from the community because they dare have a different opinion. He had a blow up over this post, plus people in his chat the next day on stream. Hasan was just really upset after the whole thing and just wanted to be done with it for the night. Imagine getting that you invited dude into your $3 million West Hollywood mansion, and you've got another fucking friend from one of the most popular podcasts on the internet there to debate a guy 2-on-1. What is this kid, like fucking 20 years old? He's 22. So you're 2-on-1ing this 22-year-old conservative kid about trans issues as the premier political person on Twitch. This should be like a slam dunk layup. And then you've got like a guy from the Chapo Trap House podcast next to you. Like, what is happening here? Holy shit.
For the record, my issue as a trans person is the fact that you, a guy that isn't super well versed on trans shit, brought on a known transphobe knowing he might bring up transphobic shit. You aren't exactly a Vaush at trans debates.
Oh no. He's gonna lose it. Dude, the #1 trigger for Hasan is comparing him to other people. He gets so fucking mad. That was one of the things that made him blow up at me so much, because people would compare us and he would get he's super fragile about it. Oh no.
I hope that the rest of your life is as horrible as it is every single day, okay?
Jesus Christ. Oh no.
Suck my dick. I despise you. I despise you more than anything else on the planet.
Jesus.
You are fucking cancer, okay? You are cancer in this community, and you're cancer in every community. Suck my dick. For the past 15 months, you've been able to fucking hide in these ranks. You catboy fuck. Move your catboy ass out of here. You are never welcome. You are never going to be unbanned. No matter how difficult it is, no matter how much you want to get unbanned, I will never unban you. You are now banished into the fucking shadow realm, okay? This notion that I should not be having transphobes on or ever talk about transphobia or the transphobic people is such a pathetic and stupid fucking argument. I don't like you. I'm gonna make this very clear. If you are this type of person, I don't like you. I don't want you to be in here, okay? Or if you're gonna be in here, you need to fucking know your place. You need to know your place. Your place is
so
this,
mad.
okay? It's not this. I've done more debates than you. I'm better at debates than you. I'm better at debates than most of the other people that you fucking compare me to, because debates are still pure rhetoric, okay?
Why can't he just accept? I don't understand. He like simultaneously says like, I don't like to do debates because they're dumb and I think they're stupid and all that, which is fine if you think that, whatever. If you want to think that's okay. But why would he simultaneously do that? But then also say, and also I'm really good at debates and better than everybody else. Like pick one, dude. Like you can't have it all ways. He needs you know what Hasan needs? He needs a Merle. That's what he needs. He just needs a Merle to reel him in sometimes. Keep him honest, keep him responsible. It would make his life so much better. This is what I mean when I say the anti-intellectualism gets a little bit weird. Like I remember seeing this from conservatives, but seeing it from people on the left, I don't think it's a conservative thing. I think it's just a populist thing. Like, I don't want to be a loser that talks about studies and shit. I'd rather lose debates to conservative TikTok Zoomers. Like, okay, dude. And then at the same time, he postures worse than like any other debate, bro. I'm better at debates than every single person you know. Like, okay, dude, Jesus.
You are just a trans person. Sorry, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh my God, dude. This is actually so much more brutal than I thought it would be. Holy shit. Bro, chill. How many of these arguments do you even do? The trans person responds that like, if you're a trans person on the internet, you've probably spent like every fucking waking minute justifying your existence, right? Because people are constantly arguing with you or showing you like pronouns in bio, fucking loser, or fighting with people in real life, like friends and family and shit. That's a pretty presumptuous position as like a cis white male. Not to say that it's impossible. I would say similar things that Hasan is saying now. I think I can argue trans stuff better than most trans people, but that's because I do these arguments all the fucking time. I don't know from what position of authority he thinks he could speak from in terms of like, oh, well, I can do these arguments so well. Like, clearly you can't. You fucking 2-on-1 some Zoomer dude, you get creamed. No, okay, why is it that, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I hate watching Hasan sometimes, but well, I used to, but it's so boring. Every time I turn his stream on, it's boring as fuck. He's like, there's two people in the background, they're barely paying attention to YouTube videos, and then he's like eating and they're on their phone. Why is it that when I'm gone, these are like some 9 out of 10 premium Hasan memes?
Be happy. Like, I can take on the emotional labor. You don't have to take on the emotional labor. I don't want you to take on
Thank you,
emotional
our
labor.
savior. Alternate camera angle of Hasan's stream right now. Thank you so much. You're the exact type of person that we need, please, to save us in these arguments. Only you can do it, Daddy Hasan. Thank you so much for creating a safe place for us to be, as long as we don't speak out against you.
Not a single black person was like, man, I can't believe you had a person that was so racist they were like trying to sneakily justify.
That's because black people don't watch your stream, dude. There aren't any left.
I was on the verge of losing my shit if we continued talking about Ahmaud Arbery and whatnot. That could have gotten. That's part of the reason why I stopped the other part. That was when I got very close to just like doing something that was not good. Like
What's he saying?
I actually.
He's going full mic right now. Like, oh yeah, like I told that guy off, but they didn't put that part on camera. He's posturing so hard. I was about to come out and fight, fist swinging to defend my fellow black people in chat. Like if he would have gone much harder. Why are you posturing so hard, dude? Are you gonna beat him up in your house? Are you gonna start screaming at him? Like, it's so weird. I'll never get a chance to challenge him, which to his credit is probably good for him. But like, we argued so much over like the fact that you might say an offensive joke in private is such a horrible thing. But if you're a funny enough Zoomer with a big enough following, it's okay if you're legitimately racist and transphobic as long as you make some funny TikTok jokes as well, right? Like, how does that argument hold up? How would he ever defend that position? It seems like unbelievable. Like, in what world are these two things congruent with each other? I don't know. Just wild world. Yeah, and he's not even saying it's okay. He literally follows this guy. There was a post. Dude, I don't understand it. Hasan is like in his Discord rallying the troops because somebody on my thread made a post, or on my subreddit, they made a post about how like Hasan was a really bad debater on this. And he's linking my subreddit on his fucking Discord to get people to go and brigade. This post has 11 votes and 17 comments. And he's like actually hate reading my subreddit. He must be like going through, or maybe people link it to him. And then he's like, and then he reads it if I'm being like super generous, but like, what a wild world we live in. Vaush down bad. I watched that clip this morning. I hate that I'm saying this, but I almost kind of feel bad. I'm almost starting to feel bad for Vaush. Oh no.
I want to debate, like, is this woman...
Oh, by the way, in case you guys are wondering, this is me inferring or whatever, but like people bitch about Hasan in my community. I'm pretty sure this is Hasan actually like covering for me. The real reason why Hasan like doesn't do collab shit with me is because my optics are terrible and would incur like a fuck ton of hate on his part. Him saying, oh, it's because his debate bro community would be annoying to deal with is actually a way of covering for me, because the inevitable follow-up to him saying Vaush's optics are so bad it's difficult to even think about talking with him is to explain why my optics are bad. And every time that comes up, that's a 20-minute conversation about every cancellation I've ever had. So keep in mind, like, you guys are being used, I'm pretty sure you guys are being used as a shield to prevent criticizing me, which I actually think is rather courteous of him. So yeah, I don't have anything to complain about here. Aren't you both equally controversial? Not even close.
I think that's a good issue. Yeah.
Hard hat being here.
I want to debate...
What'd you guys argue about?
About why the real Steven and Hasan are... I was like the representative of you, and the fish was the representative of Hasan.
Yeah.
We were debating why you guys aren't friends anymore.
Gotcha.
And we came to the conclusion, we agreed that if both of you weren't so stupid, that you would still be friends.
Gotcha. Wow. That's just amazing.
We agreed that both of you have such unbelievably terrible takes that you're so defensive and like emasculated by the fact that you disagree with each other.
Why does your voice always sound like you just finished smoking a pack of cigarettes? Is there a reason?
Because I got them from your mom after I fucked her.
Okay.
See you, buddy.
Discussing Trump. 2017. A 5-year-old. How do you even find videos like this? Okay. You supported Bernie, so don't throw stones in glass houses? I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, but okay. I supported Bernie because Bernie was on the right side of the most important issue. Yeah, I used to think the most important thing in the world was, let's all phrase here. Dealing with the United States political system right now, and that's lobbying. I think that Bernie... Yeah, so corporate influence in politics through lobbying, I thought was one of the biggest things in U.S. politics. I thought it was like the most important thing, but did more research. I don't agree with this position at all anymore. I think that it's a much smaller thing that I initially gave it credit for, such that I don't even really care about it anymore. I don't think it's a big deal. Oh, real quick, let me reiterate this. Damn, I finally found a group of people to bully on Twitter that gets ultra ass mad when you do it, and it's fucking crypto nerds, okay? Holy shit, they get ass mad when you call them out, or when you say anything about them. Nobody gives a fuck what your takes are on central banking, geopolitics, on macroecon, just because you made a little bit of money buying and selling fucking cryptocurrency, okay? You got lucky, you're probably a loser, and if you continue to trade, you're probably gonna lose all of your fucking money, okay? These people out here, they're acting like, oh, yeah, I'm in $1 million in crypto, so these are my thoughts on, you know, the Federal Reserve. Like, bro, shut, you don't know anything about anything. Why the fuck? You didn't read any fucking crypto white papers? Shut the fuck up. Like, get out of here with this bullshit. Like, you got lucky. Okay, that's cool that you did. That's awesome if you made a lot of money on it. Don't pretend like you know shit. Like, you're about here to start, like, lecturing us on how to live and how the world should run because you got lucky on some fucking cryptocurrency, and you're probably gonna lose it all in the next 6 months trying to buy some new shit coin that some dipshit on Twitter told you was gonna go big because he showed you a fucking mystical astrological chart claiming that the stock is rising. Like, get the fuck out of here. What is this? Hold on, I'm sorry. I just lost about $1,500 on a shitcoin and it's dumping. I bought the absolute top. I don't know what I should do in this situation. I told myself I would never FOMO like that again, but it just kept going up and everyone was so happy about it. Now it's dumping and I don't know if I'll ever get to the same price again. I don't know whether to sell at a loss or hold and wait. I feel physically ill. One full paycheck evaporated instantly on memes. Which coin? I'm embarrassed to even say it. It means nothing around here, lad. Say the name of the coin and let it go. We're all blown around by the same wind. Bingus Token. I put $3,500 of my own money into something called Bingus. I actually feel suicidal. God hates me. Either he intentionally makes everything I buy start dumping, or he intentionally made me be born stupid and poor so I can continue to make these retarded decisions that make me suffer. There's really no moving on from this. No matter what I do, I just fuck up. I'm just thinking of all the things I could have done with that money, but instead I had to gamble it on a shit coin. I'm sorry. Is this really the icon for Bingus? It looks like one of Mr. Mooten's old fucking cats. Jesus.
The direction that I want to go moving forward, okay? This thing is very important because I learned from the fallen and outpaced anti-intellectual Destiny. The problem at the beginning of Destiny's anti-left arc was the quality.
Oh, is he about to explain the difference between his anti-left arc now and my anti-left arc? Is that what we're about to get?
Early on in his anti-left arc, I agreed with him. When he was talking with like Non-Compete or Peter Coffin, you know, I was kind of embarrassed on behalf of the left. Because a lot of these conversations were really bad, you know, like you can go back and watch these convos. Okay, Destiny came off looking very good in like the vast majority of these convos because a lot of them posed really bad arguments against him. And I think that being able to argue your positions is good. So fine, I'm okay with that combative influence, encouraging people to improve, though a lot of them didn't. The issue is that Destiny took the wrong road afterwards. Spite drove him to abandoning positions, or at the very least changing his behavior, acting in bad faith, disregarding people's positions because of their political.
Is this going to be the video where he finally names a single one of these positions supposedly that I abandoned, or is it going to be the one where he doesn't do that ever again? Just one example, please.
And just acting out in ways which indicate that the priority is to indicate spite against the left rather than to maintain his principled positions. The thing is, I feel like I have a very large anti-me following in the left, and after all of that, I've arrived at a conclusion that I'm very satisfied with, and it's that spite does not change my political positions. I just don't have that predilection. I'm just not like that.
Bro, you're literally spite-like tweets about me all the time. You're literally calling fucking Scalia and Bush fucking fascists without knowing anything about what happened in the elections. Like, what? How can you say that? If they're not spite-driven, then they're just stupidity-driven. I'm sure he's about to... Hold on. I'm sure he's about to name some examples.
I think, and I'm very confident because I'm feeling it right now, I don't think they can take that away from me. No matter how bad they
It's so dramatic. Oh my God. What positions did Destiny abandon out of spite? Vaush said this so much without actually providing a concrete example. I haven't seen a single position Destiny couldn't justify or back it up, be it Citizens United, Worker Club, etc. In fact, I just see Vaush misrepresenting all his positions or agreeing with him, but saying Destiny's still wrong anyway, like Katerino or neo-pronouns. This is a misdirection. Destiny doesn't or rarely, if ever, makes arguments out of spite. Oh, cool. But he often grants weight to arguments differently depending on who he is talking to. That's true. And spite can cause him to add more weight to a given argument than many feel he should. What? You'll see this in, for example, during the Israeli-Palestine stuff. He wants to push back so hard against leftists that simp for Palestinian terrorists, I forget the group's name at the moment, that he ends up coming off like he is indifferent to the harms caused by the Israeli state against Palestinian people. You can see this flaw in his debate with Dylan on Palestine, where in my opinion, Dylan came off way better. This isn't spite. Like, actually, just had a conversation with a real life friend over this a while ago. If I'm debating a bunch of leftists, I'm probably going to be advocating for Israel's side a little bit more because they tend to be hardcore anti-Israeli. They go crazy for it. Like almost calling for like fucking the abolition of the Jewish state, and that Palestinians are, you know, in the right to nuke or try to bomb, or like it gets really insane. But if I'm going to argue with a bunch of conservatives, I'm probably going to say, hey, the way that Israel, you know, treats Arabs within its population or treats the Palestinian territories is also probably not great. It just depends on who I'm arguing with, or like what side they're arguing with. I don't think that's spite driven at all. I think that's just going to be the logical outcome of any argument where I'm talking with somebody, depending on where our disagreements are. You can also see it in his focus where instead of pushing back against IDF simps on Twitter, he'd rather say some edgy shit to piss off leftists on Twitter and then go, if you think I've changed my position despite, come debate me. Well, sure, because the communities that I'm in, I don't see IDF simps as much. I just don't see it. I think on Twitter and on social media, it's generally universally positive to just shit on Israel as hard as possible. That's generally, which is an auto win on his part because his positions never changed. Cool. But the weight and power he gives and the arguments he puts time and energy into on stream change drastically depending on the claim. That's just always going to happen. Of course. I don't understand how this is even, but the question is a misdirection. The right answer is spite doesn't change your positions on policy, but it has changed how much weight you give to various arguments. Well, it depends on who I'm going to argue against. If he were truly as focused on the issues in a humanitarian sense, he would never spend so much time trying to bait and argue misguided leftists on the value of land. Okay. This is much closer to the real reason people feel this way about him. It's not really that he changed positions like Vaush says, just that what he focuses on is driven by spite, even if he's right. I don't like this thing saying it's driven by spite. It's not driven by spite. It's driven by like whatever I see in my feed or whatever is kind of like in the community at the time. Like when Hasan and Vaush are giving dog shit positions on something, these are like the biggest players in my sphere. Of course, this is what I'm going to respond to. I'm not going to try to dig through Twitter to find like random people to argue with. It's going to be like, oh, well, these are what the big people on this, or like whatever's trending on Twitter at the time is saying. You know, like sometimes Crowder or sometimes a conservative, but right now, like most of the media spheres that I'm in are dominated by fucking lefties. That's just the reality of it. If I recall in the dude a debate with Vaush. He was pretty clear about social workers being sent to 911 calls would be very helpful for de-escalation, but flipped on that when he jumped onto the panel that Vaush was on. I don't follow this too much, so I don't understand other than broad strokes. Sometimes my positions on things legitimately change over time based on emails that I get from people. I don't know how else to explain that. I did feel very strongly about that at some point, but I had so many social workers and so many people that were involved in like psychology or psychiatry that would email me to explain these things that, yeah, my position flipped. If I'm gonna get that much real life feedback or something, and then afterwards, in the weeks afterwards, what did I have? Like 5 or 6 different social workers or psychologists come on to stream and have talks about why police go to these encounters? Like, I got so much like expert feedback on this, unless I guess they were all faking. And I had so many people push me on my original position that, yeah, eventually I like reconsidered. I was like, okay, sure, I'll change. I don't know what am I supposed to do? Steadfastly remain in, like, I don't know. I saw this thread on Vaush's subreddit, yeah. This was a pretty big one, wasn't it? I actually now sympathize with Destiny for why he's so instinctively spiteful towards leftists after watching the non-compete Luna Cope stream. 262 comments. I don't think he's ever said social workers shouldn't be sent to 911 calls. I think his position is they should be sent depending on the situation. They have backup by police. This is correct. On that panel, he was absolutely acting like it was a ridiculous idea. What, to never send a social worker out? That wasn't the argument. The argument was whether they should go without police accompaniment or not. Bruh, I worked as a social worker. I absolutely went alone to all sorts of situations, all of which were potential violent altercations. Also, this person should email me. I'm curious if this is true or not, because every single person that emailed me said that it was standard procedure to always have a police officer to secure an environment before you go in and you do whatever you need to do. That you wouldn't just send like a fucking social worker, especially when like a lot of these people are women. Like you send like some 110-pound chick to some strange neighborhood in some crazy household, and then they knock on the door and they have like, you really think this is the norm? Yeah, I don't know. But maybe in some place it is. I welcome those emails. If there are people with real life experience that contradicts what I've heard from other social workers, feel free to shoot me an email and I'll be receptive to it. Like I don't have any real life experience here. I can only go by what people in the field tell me. It came off like you were saying that social workers were scarier than police to some people in that panel. This is what I said, and it's very clear what I said. I'm going to restate it now for people that haven't heard this in the past, but if you listened before and that was your takeaway, you were fucking retarded. There's nothing else to say. Your mind is either rotted with political bias or you just can't comprehend what we're talking about. What I said was that to somebody that has been forcibly committed to a mental institution and is calling to like, or if there's a thing that comes up related to a mental health crisis, to that person, a mental health social worker is more scary than a cop, because the worst a cop could do is arrest you and throw you in jail. But when the social workers get involved, you might get forcibly committed, and that process is a very scary process. The people that have been through that system of being forcibly committed is an incredibly scary process. And for some people, it's so traumatic that they avoid mental health systems completely because they don't want to risk that happening again. Now, that's what I've heard from people. That might not be true, but that's one big interaction. And the second one is parents that are scared to fucking death of CPS. That social workers that could take your kids are the scariest fucking in the world. Social workers from child protective services have a very bad rap for poor and disabled families because they feel like every time a social worker gets involved, it's like, holy fuck, if I fuck this up, I'm gonna lose my kids. Single parents and disabled parents are like ultra scared of that happening. Now, if I'm wrong, feel free to shoot me an email, okay? But if you think my argument is just that like, oh man, a robber on the street is robbing a bank and then a social worker shows up and they're petrified, you're just stupid. You're not listening to anything I'm saying. Also, as was explicitly said in the panel, plenty of 911 calls don't involve emergencies as we think of them, where there is an obvious violent or property crime in progress. Plenty of calls are for variations of, hey, this house got broken into, can you come by and take notes? Or can you do a normal welfare check on my friend? They've dropped off the map but don't seem to be homicidal or whatever. In both these types of cases, a standard cop brings literally nothing beneficial to the table that isn't better served by a specialist. Okay, I don't think this guy was a social worker. I think he's just some guy that wants to pose as, this is the kind of guy that posts on fucking the black people Twitter so that he can say the N-word on Reddit. Well, meanwhile, he looks like a fucking vampire in real life. Hey, this house got broken into. Can you come by and take notes? What is it? Can somebody tell me what that even fucking means? Can somebody steel man that? I'm out of steel. I'm out of metal. I can't do it. Can somebody tell me what the fuck this means? Where a police officer wouldn't be involved? Are they talking about filing a fucking police report? Because that would involve a cop. Like, yeah. My point is Destiny's position is so completely wrong that the only reason we take the position is we were being stupid or being spiteful. Jesus. He was against the notion of sending social workers entirely because people be as violent. Exactly. I never said we shouldn't send social workers. What the fuck? Did I ever say that argument? We don't send social workers, just send cops to beat up every mental, like, what the fuck? Fuck, I had an emailer that emailed me a video. It's just one video, but it's good to have the narrative, I guess, to reinforce your points on stream. Somebody sent me an email and it was a guy that there was some 911 call because he was having like a breakdown or some shit. And the cops were there and he was talking and he was like pretty in control. And then I think a social worker pulled up and came out and then the dude lost his mind because he thought he was going to get committed. And it wasn't until he saw the social worker that he like started flipping shit on it because he's like, holy fuck, like my life is about to get fucked now. But I can't find that email. I don't know what I don't have the YouTube link anymore. Vaush was talking over you so much. I don't blame people misunderstanding. Yeah, that too. Vaush was ultra cringe. He was like screaming after me so much. I need to look at all the positions he had, but one that stood out to me, I don't know if you ever debated, that a social worker is scarier than a cop with a gun. I still don't get this position, and he had super bad arguments. I felt like a position made up to... You want to know what's going on here? Do you want to know what's going on here? And I hate all of you for it, okay? It's all these fucking losers on Twitter that think they have any idea what like mental health issues are because they've got 52 different self-diagnosed fucking diseases in their Twitter profile, and it gives everybody like a fucked up idea of like, what does it mean to actually have like borderline? Or what does it mean to actually be depressed? Or what does it mean to actually have like severe like general anxiety disorder? Nobody knows what any of these things mean anymore. It used to be the fault of the normal population for misusing these words, but now it's the fault of these little Twitter teeny bopper dipshits that like romanticize the fuck out of all these little self-diagnosed mental illnesses that they collect like Pokemon badges in the Koto region on their fucking Twitter profile, and then no one has any idea what any of this shit fucking means anymore. Like, it's not cute. If you have any of these things in your Twitter profile and it's for anything other than explicitly joining small communities like this to talk about it on Twitter, you are a fucking loser. Seriously, if you label yourself with whatever disorder you're pretending to have because you have nothing else in your life that makes you interesting besides your little self-professed bullshit problems, you are just a fucking loser. Not only are you a fucking loser, you're like actively harmful to these communities as well because nobody knows what any of these things are anymore. Like, this is such a non-controversial position to have. I know at least 3 people. I know the roommate of somebody that I was very close to at one point. I know that Reckful was one of these people. And I have another friend, undisclosed, that has had issues being committed to these things. And none of them would say that this is controversial. They'd go, yeah, when you've been committed to these institutions, having a social worker show up is very fucking scary. That's not a hot take. That's not controversial. This is like the most, it's like, I don't want to say common sense, but it's like, if you have any experience dealing with people that have these issues or people that work with people with these issues, it's not like yeah, of course, it's understandable. Of course, that would be a scary thing. But like, people come out here and it's like, yeah, no shit, you don't know anybody that's been forcibly interned because all of the mental illness that your friends say they have are fucking faked for attention on Twitter. You have no idea what this world is like because these people live in gated communities in huge fucking houses with nothing better to do with their free time than pretend they have mental illness online so that somebody will like them because there's nothing else to like about them. So yeah, no shit, your perspective on this is fucking warped. But it's irritating that they project that warped perspective onto me because they assume that I'm similarly uninformed. Fuck. Pinochet stuff. After that debate with Vaush, he genuinely seemed to think he'd look better after that debate. So he might have to some people. I don't know. That was the most unhinged I've ever seen it before, though. Probably that misinformation is bad. Wait, I abandoned that out of spite? At this point, I think it was willful misinformation when he said that the Vaushes of the world call themselves pan while not dating men. The clear implication being that to be pan, you have to willingly date men. I don't think you have to date men. I just noticed that like every guy online right now is bisexual and pansexual, which makes me wonder sometimes. Same thing with everybody being fucking gender fluid or male to female trans, but I don't have any gender dysphoria, I don't care about anything, or you know, like I'm non-binary, etc. Like, okay, yeah, I'm sure you all of you are, right? Of course, you just don't want to be a white cis man because it's boring. So instead, you've got like 52 other labels for yourself. There are definitely people that do it. I don't even think that's controversial to say at this point. If you're willing to fake 50 other things about your mentality, it's not surprising you would fake other things related to your sexuality too. Not that that happens all the time, okay? Not that that is the case all the time, but and I've never even said that I don't think he's pan because he doesn't date men. It just feels like one of those things that people just add now. Everybody's pansexual, everybody's bisexual. There's no reason a guy would fake being bi though, to be fair. Isn't it like socially fucked as a guy to say you're bi? Not online anymore, no. Being straight is so fucking lame online. At the very least, you have to be like demisexual or something. You can't just be like straight. You have to have, there's got to be like 22 different modifiers or whatever. It's like sexuality is like suffered power creep in the IRL implementation of gendered sex. Like just being straight and cis is you're super underpowered now. You have to have like 22 different dimensions of sexuality in order to keep up with everybody today. First, the standard was sex. Now, conveniently, the standard is dating. I don't think I've ever said this ever in my entire life. You're not bisexual if you don't date somebody. You're not pansexual if you don't date somebody. I don't date men ever. I would never date him. Well, I probably would never date a man. Like, this contradicts my own experience, my own explanation of my own bisexual or pansexual, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't understand why I've ever made this argument before, ever. We've all seen that clip that even got popular on other stuff where he disagreed with the contrapoints when she mentioned in a tweet that you can have sex with men and not be gay. Summarizing, but that was the core thrust of what he was saying. And that in the clip, the argument was that gay sex makes you gay. In a review, Destiny has abandoned his anti-misinformation beliefs and also standard for what does and doesn't qualify someone as gay and pan for spite against Vaush. This is also an inconsistency in terms of practicing what you preach. Before I leave, I gotta ask, what's up with your suggestion that Vaush and Destiny agree on the Katerino stuff? Like when Destiny went on his unhinged stuff about typical woman manipulation, you think Vaush agreed? Israel comes to mind. Vaush and him agree on Israel. Just move was probably the start of it. What a bastardized summary of that entire argument. God damn. Okay, this thread sucks. Be fair, I can't remember the stream, but I think you did say it's suspicious that he identifies as bi or pan, but has never been with a guy. If he's never been with a guy before, which I don't know if he hasn't, I wouldn't say he's bi or pan. Fuck that. He just does it for internet clout points. I would say it. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired of these fake motherfuckers online, okay? Take a video, suck a dick, send it to me. and then we'll be chill. Otherwise, fuck off, okay? Can we get a buy flare if we send a video of us sucking a dick? Sure thing, Cruton. Or a video of you masturbating to gay porn. But if you send me a video of you masturbating to gay porn, hold on. First, you have to show, it has to be a 30-minute video, okay? Because I need to know that you weren't looking at straight porn and then you switched immediately to gay porn and started recording to finish with the straight porn still in mind. So you need to have 30 minutes of gay porn burned into your memory. Then I need to see you go from soft to hard while looking at the gay porn. I need at least 2 cameras in the room. There can't be like secret straight porn somewhere else. And then you need to go from start to finish in 5 minutes or less. So 30 minutes watching gay porn, okay? Then reset for a second, okay? Then you need to go from soft to hard, and in 5 minutes or less, you need to jerk yourself off. If you can't do it, then you have to be straight, 100%, okay? That's it, all right? What did you say? Don't type. I will get racist. I am mentally ill. What?
Guys,
oh no.
Fucking kill.
It's 14-9. They're winning. He's so broken.
Literal dog shit, 80K.
Oh no.
Fucking kill.
Why?
Literal dog shit, 80K.
That was absolutely Jin's fault. What is this? Oh no, the flash Q.
It's just dog shit. It's a dog shit champion, bro. I hate this fucking game!
Hey, what's this?
It's just a shitty champion. It doesn't do anything! It doesn't do anything, dude! It does 0 damage! It's dog shit!
Why does he hate Jin so much? Jin does so much damage in lane. I don't understand why he hates Jin so much.
And it will never be good!
I kind of want to just main Jin now. Have you seen Infrared chimping out on Dylan during their debate?
So let's continue. You're not a real let's continue. You're saying, go ahead. You can keep talking about it. You look like a fat fuck. You look like an inbred fat.
Jesus Christ.
I can only imagine what she must be feeling. She's a newer officer and he's a very senior sergeant.
Just how new? The 28-year-old officer, who we are not naming, has been with Sunrise Police for just over 2.5 years. Compare that to 46-year-old Sergeant Christopher.
Okay, is 2.5 years on a job new? I don't know about that, but okay. It's really hard with no audio. I wish there was audio to this, but Destiny looking for excuses. Holy shit. I'm not looking for excuses. I'm just pointing out what could also be the case. You're banned. You're a dumb fuck. There are so many other streamers you can watch that'll just jerk off your own shit. Good luck getting people killed because you jump to conclusions on fucking cop videos like what happened with Jacob, Blake, and Kenosha. People like you are the reason why those people died during the Rittenhouse thing. I want you to know that people exactly like you that have the exact same approach to this shit are the reason why people died at that protest, because people were protesting for a bullshit reason because you like to jump to conclusions on cop videos. Okay, you're basically a murderer is what I'm trying to say. All right.
This is why only fools are heroes. Because in this world, you either drip or drown, Spider-Man.
Okay. Apparently a girl with a huge TikTok following made a video about how a top boy named Caleb took her on a date and never talked to her again. Then it seems that in her comment section, a few girls I had matched with in the past, like, is this West Elm Caleb? Oh, so then she made a separate video to say that it wasn't West Elm Caleb, but that she talked to those girls and wanted to warn everyone about me because I ghosted them. I've had a few coworkers message me already because they saw it. Wait, what the fuck is wrong with going on a date and then not talking to them again? You're dating around. That's what dating is. You're not fucking married. He's a manipulator and will make you feel great until you're all in. He told me he wasn't on Hinge and deleted the app, but was actually going to do so other people. That's bad. I spent the night and woke up in his bed the day you went on a date with him. There's nothing wrong with dating multiple people. Like when you're dating, like when you're quote unquote going on dates, you're not like going on a date with somebody does not mean that you are dating somebody. Do you guys understand that? Or is that considered controversial these days? Maybe you kids do it differently. If you go on a date with someone, that doesn't mean you're dating someone. It just means you've gone on a date with them. Usually people date around, or they used to at least.
Kelly saw in my video that my first date with Caleb was on Saturday. She woke up in Caleb's bed on Saturday. She was with Caleb Saturday morning. Caleb and I went on a date at 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Is this girl, what is, do you think your cheeks are plastic surgery up, or what is happening? This face is scaring me. Jesus, that's kind of mean, maybe not. Mr. Moon said that they were making plans tonight at 7:30 to go to a steakhouse, but they also went out to lunch. Are they just planning on going out for every meal? What? You literally order every meal and have it brought to your door. At least they're putting in some effort to get their food. So if I'm ordering food, I'm ordering 1 meal per day. Firstly. Secondly, if I'm going out to eat, I'm eating a lot. I don't understand why anybody would go out to eat for 2 different meals in a day. If I'm ordering food, I'm probably ordering like a self-contained, like a 1,000 calorie or less meal. If I'm going out to eat, I'm gorging. Do you go out to eat twice a day at a restaurant? Or maybe you could, I guess. I don't know, that seems really weird to me. But hey, listen, you do you, buddy. Like I wouldn't go out to eat lunch. If I go out to eat lunch, I'm probably gonna not eat dinner or eat a very small dinner. I'm gonna eat a big lunch. And then if I go out to eat dinner, I'm eating a big dinner. So how can I go out for both meals? Is eating out exclusively for big meals only for you? For me, I'd say yeah. If I'm eating out, it's gonna be a big meal. I couldn't imagine like, maybe that's just me, I don't know. I couldn't imagine like going to eat out for like a small meal. Like I would just pick it up and take it. Do you guys, when you guys get like Chipotle or like Panda Express, are you like in the restaurant? Do you sit there and eat it? I guess maybe people would, I don't know. Serfs, talking about your last debate.
I've bested Destiny though. My last debate with Destiny, I got so many like letters and messages from people like, wow, wow, I can't believe you actually like, you know, held Destiny to task for like lying about you and stuff. And I was like, oh, thank you.
No shot. I don't believe that. My 11 out of 10 coworker let slip around me that she has an OnlyFans and I want to ask for it. Chances of me getting fired? What do you mean by let it slip? If she let it slip in a certain way, it's because she wants you to ask. But if you're like prying in on conversations with her and other people, you probably shouldn't say anything. I'm the dude on Reddit who called self-diagnosed mentally ill earlier. I just want to say I like your debates. I'm not self-diagnosed mentally ill. Hope you have a good one. From what person? I don't remember. There's a lot of people that probably make that come out. Oh yeah, no, I don't believe you at all. Sorry. Unless your mental disability is like mental retardation or some shit.